What up, this is July from Kickback Couture, and today I'm bringing you a tutorial on how I draw my drums. So another title would be how to sequence your drums. I put together this basic melody that you were just hearing. So what I'm going to do is start with my 808. Yeah, I prefer to use Isotope's Iris 2 for my 808s. So I'm going to get rid of the NN-XT. Okay, so I got my 808. It's called Vaccinate out of my Spider Demon drum kit. And I'm going to draw in a pattern. Draw in a pattern in the sequencer. I usually play my patterns rather than draw them, but I'll show you how to do it. Gonna hit Command A and duplicate this. Gonna bring these notes up. In order to move those notes up and down, just command in the arrows, let go of command and hit the arrow to move to the next note. So that's cool for my 808. Next is my kick. I'm going to use my cage kick. Okay, so now I'm going to program my kick. I've mixed my melodies. I got my melodies into a group bus, and then I bounce my 808 out. But I want my kick to play the same pattern as my 808, and then I'm going to embellish that. So I'm going to paste over my 808 pattern. Command A to select all. Put them all on the same note. Drag it up to C3 because that's where my root note is in the NN-XT. So I think that's cool for my 808. My kick. Next I'm going to move on to my snare. As you can hear, my snare is already playing and I didn't program anything. So what I have is a Redrum in my insert effects. So in order to put this Redrum here, you're gonna go to the Show Insert Effects drop down and add a Redrum. Before you click on this, hold down shift so that it doesn't auto route. Flip it around with tab, drag this gate from the NN-XT up to this right here. Flip it over. When you hit run, it sounds like that. You need to change the gate mode to 1 instead of 0 so that it could play the full note. I'm going to put the dynamic on hard. As you can see, I'm clipping again, but we're not going to worry about that. That's going to be for when you actually mix. When you're making your drums, you want to kind of stay in your groove. You want to keep it going. You don't want to have to stop and do something and then come back. You want to just get it done, and then when it's done, you can mix. If you prefer to mix as you go, then you could do that. It's up to you. So, I could use a clap, or I could use a perk. I think I'm going to use a perk. But if I don't like this clap, then I'll just drag it down. Also, before I go into the clap, let me show you how to bounce the Redrum pattern down into the sequencer. So, you're going to right click, hit copy pattern to track. It's going to be this Redrum track right here, and that's okay if that's how you want it. If you plan on doing some type of pitch shifting later, then you're going to want to take this down to the NN-XT track and then make sure this is on the right note, which is C3. That way you can pitch shift. With the Redrum, the channels are for separate drums, and you can't do that unless you modulate this pitch knob, and nobody has time for that. So back to the clap. I'm gonna try a perk real quick. Gonna go with this, so I'm just gonna switch the name to perk. Clicking on this tape right here changes the name on the track as well. If you just change the name on the track or the mixer channel, it won't change on the tape, so keep that in mind. Kind of just want to use the rhythm, your innate rhythm, whatever feels natural to you, go ahead and use that. This is also a common pattern, so if you're not used to putting the notes in a sequencer, you'll get better with practice. It takes time to remember which point in the rhythm is where. Just remember that these white lines, the bright white lines, are the downbeats, and in the middle, that's in between the downbeat, and then you start getting to know the lay of the land with everything in between. Gonna copy these, paste them over, make sure I have bar selected, because if I don't, it will copy and paste over to the next 8th note, 16th note, 4th note, or wherever I have it on. You can select all these by dragging, or once again, hit Command A, equalize the velocities, or if you want some kind of bounce, you don't have to do that. You could also do that with the kicks. Like, I could do one right here. See what it sounds like. And that sounds cool. Gonna delete this Redrum track because I no longer need it. Then I'm gonna move on to my hi-hat. A quick way to sequence your hi-hats is also to use the Redrum. Gonna go ahead and close these out. Now I already have this in here, so if you fill in all the patterns, it's gonna sound like this. That may be what you want. If you don't want that, then you could change the resolution or the speed here. And that's typically how you want to do it if you're making a trap beat. If you're making any other type of beat, then you have the freedom to sequence it however you want to, program it however you want. Copy this pattern to the track. I'm going to turn these off because if I do not turn these off, it will be playing twice. And I'm also going to do that to my snare because I just remembered to do it. I actually deleted the Redrum, so I don't have to do that, so never mind. But I did do it for the hi-hat. So what I did forget to do was, I didn't forget. So I'm going to drag down this Redrum track to the hi-hat track. So I'm just going to delete this one. And then it's automatically on C1. I'm going to drag it up to C3. Now I could add rolls or whatever I want to add. Gonna add triplets over here. If you want to get more in depth with hi-hats, check out my hi-hat tutorial, how to sequence hi-hats. Should be in my tips and tricks playlist. After that, what I'm going to do is erase the last half of this. Then duplicate this. I'm actually going to, zoom in. And erase the hi-hat notes that hit where the snare hits. So that would be this one, this one, this one. And let me hear it, make sure I'm doing the right thing. Nope. And I want it like that. So before I duplicate this, I'm gonna add another roll down here, maybe like this. Gonna move it down. I actually want to change these to 16th triplet. So what I'm gonna do is go to the tool window where it says scale 2. I'm gonna click on double, and that's gonna make it double time, double the speed that it was previously. Gonna turn it down. I'm gonna drop the pitch a little bit more, and then I'm gonna duplicate it to the next bar. After that, I'm gonna program my open hi-hat. Gonna get rid of this. This is automatically in my template. Gonna go with this one. Turn it down a bit. Gonna put this on 1/8 snap. Grab the pen tool. I believe I want one right here. Gonna listen to it. I already have my perk at the top. I replaced the clap with it. Replaced the clap with it. Last on my drums, I have a hit. A hit is usually a sound that gets your attention, maybe like a bell sound or a vocal, a vox. So what I'm gonna do is find a vocal or some kind of effect. Gonna go with this one. Right click, set notes to pitch detection. It's at F#4. I'm gonna hold down Option, actually hold down Command, and put it on F#2. If you're like me, you'll always forget that you can use the keypad to switch between tools. What I'm gonna do is duplicate this a few times. Actually, gonna go to the tool window and scale this to double. And what I'm gonna do is lower the velocities progressively like this. Like delay. Go a little steeper. Then after that, what I'm going to do is pan these left to right. So in order to do that, I'm going to go back into the rack. Right click on this. Edit automation. Didn't mean to do that. Whoops. Delete those points. Change the snap. Bring this back here. Then I'm gonna add another one here. Or here, actually. Grab both of these. Equalize the position. Now it goes right, left. Then after that, gonna add a point here, equalize these positions, equalize these values. Great, and play it again. I'm gonna do it one more time. Equalize the position. And there you have it. That's how I sequence my drums. Thank you for watching. Light up that like button, stomp on the subscribe button, and obliterate the comments. I'm out.